गुजरी महला चौथा। हो दयालु मेरा मन लावो, हवन दिन राम नाम नित त्याए। सब सुख सब गुण सब निधान, हर जित जपियै दुख भुख सब लहे जाए। Be merciful and attune my mind so that I might meditate continually on Vahiguru's Naam day and night. O true Master, may I be blessed with your grace so that imbued with love of true name I may continue reciting it all the time. O God, your true name comprises all the comforts, virtues and treasures of this world which satisfy our desires and elevate all our sufferings. मन मेरे मेरा राम नाम सखा हर पाए, गुरमुत राम नाम जस गावा, अंत बेली दरगह लए छड़ाए रहा। O my mind, the God's name is my companion and my brother. May I always sing God's praises through Guru's guidance and teachings. That will be of great help in ridding me of all sins and sufferings in Vahiguru's court. Tu ape data prabhu antarjami, कर कृपा लोच मेरे मन लाई। मैं मन तन लोच लगी हर सेती, प्रभु लोच पूरी सतगुर सरणाई। O omniscient God, you are my greatest benefactor, and you have always imbibed my mind with the longing of true name through your grace. O true Master, I have been pining for attainment of your true name in the body and soul with love and devotion, and have fulfilled my hopes and desires through the support of true Guru. मानस जन्म पुन कर पाया, बिन नावै त्रिग त्रिग बिरथा जाए। नाम बिना रस कस दुख खावै, मुख फीका थुक थूक मुख पाए। This human life has been gained by us as a boon from Vahiguru for us good actions, but without the support of true name now it is going in total waste due to fruitless efforts. Whatever delicious foods we eat, without reciting God's true name, it leads to great suffering. Such vicious persons always speak a crude and bitter language, and the whole world has discarded them and spit at them as useless people. जो जन हर प्रभु हर हर सरना, तिन दरगह हर हर देव वड्याई। तन तन शाबाश कहे प्रभु जन को, जन नानक मेल लए गल लाई। Such humble beings who have come to the sanctuary of the God, Har, they are blessed with the glory in the court of God. They are received with honor and acclaim in the God's presence. O Nanak, the Guru-minded people are received with acclaim and greetings in God's court and are united with God with great affection and embrace. गुजरी महला चौथा, गुरमुख सखी सहेली मेरी, मोको देवो दान हर प्राण जीवाया। हम हो वह लाले गोले गुर सिखा के, जिन्ना अन दिन हर प्रभु पुरख ते आया। O my my Guru-minded dear friends, I would request you to bless me with the boon of God's true name, which would make my life fruitful. I would be the slave of the slaves of such Guru-minded people who have recited the true name of the God Almighty. मेरे मन तन बिरहों गुर सिख पगलाया, मेरे प्राण सखा गुर के सिख पाए, मोको करो उपदेश हर मिले मिलाया रहा. Within my mind and body, I have enshrined love for the feet of Guru Sikhs. O my life mates, O Sikhs of the Guru, O siblings of destiny, instruct me in the teachings that I might merge in the God's merger. Pause. जा हर प्रभ पावै ता गुर मुख मेले, जिन वचन गुरु सतगुर मन पाया, वड पागी गुर के सिख प्यारे, हर निर्बाणी निर्बाण पद पाया. When it pleases to the God, He enables us to meet such Guru-minded people who have accepted the word of the true Guru with pleasure and regard. Such Guru-minded people who are dear to Guru and are fortunate enough, being predestined by God's will, they attain the fourth state of bliss and equipoise, including salvation. सत संगत गुर की हर प्यारी, जिन हर हर नाम मीठा मन पाया, जिन सतगुर संगत संग न पाया, से पागहीन पापी जम खाया. The company of holy saints, the holy congregations of the Guru, is very dear to the God, as they are imbued with the love of the true name in body and soul, and the God is much pleased with such people. But the faithless ones who have not joined the company of holy saints of the true Guru, they are unfortunate, like sinners, and they are destroyed by Yama, God of death. आप कृपाल कृपा प्रभतारे, हर आपे गुरमुख मिलय मिलाया, जन नानक बोले गुण बाणी, गुरबाणी हर नाम समाया. If that Vaheguru, the kind master, himself shows his kindness, then the God causes the Gurmukh to merge into himself. O Nanak, I chant the glorious words of Guru's Bani. Through them, one is absorbed into the Naam, the name of the God. Gujri Mahalla Chautha, जिन सतगुर पुरख जिन हर प्रभ पाया, मोको कर उपदेश हर मीठ लगावे, मन तन शीतल सब हरिया हुआ, वड पागी हर नाम ध्यावे. Such people who have attained the God, the true Master, through the guidance of true Guru, they are made me realize the sweet love of God's true name through their teachings and discourses. Such fortunate people who have recited the true name have blossomed their hearts, body and mind, along with the peace and tranquility of mind. Pai re मोको कोई आए मिले, हर नाम दिड़ावे, मेरे प्रीतम प्राण मन तन सब देवा, मेरे हर प्रभ की हर कथा सुनावे रहा. O siblings of destiny, let anyone who can implant the God's name within me come and meet with me. Unto my beloved, I give my mind and body and my very breath of life. He speaks to me of the sermon of my God, my Vaheguru. Pause. तीरज धर्म गुर मत हर पाया। नित हर नामै हर स्यों चित लावै। अमृत बचन सतगुर की बाणी। जो बोले सो मुख अमृत पावै। Through the Guru's teachings, I have obtained courage, faith in the God. He keeps my mind focused on Him and on the name of Vaheguru continually. The words of the Guru's teachings are ambrosial nectar. This Amrit trickles into the mouth of the one who chants them. निर्मल नाम जित मैल न लागे। गुरमुत नाम जपै लिव लावै। नाम पदारथ जिन नहीं पाया। से पागहीन मुए मर जावै। The God's true name is so pure and perfect that it is not made impure with any dirt of slander, and whosoever recites this true name through Guru's guidance gets immersed in the God with love and devotion. But the faithless, unfortunate people who have not gained the wealth of true name, they are made to pass through the cycle of births and deaths, being cursed by God of justice. आनंद मूल जग जीवन दाता। सब जन को आनंद करो हर त्यावै। तू दाता जी सब तेरे। जन नानक गुरु मुख बख्श मिलावै। The source of bliss, the life of the world, the great giver, brings bliss to all who meditate on the God. You are the great giver. All beings belong to you, O God. O Nanak, you forgive the Gurmukhs and merge them into yourself. Ik Omkar Satgur Prasad Gujri Mahalla Chautha Karti Ja माई बाप पुत्र सब हर के किए। सबना को संबंध हर कर दिए. Mother, father, sons, they are all made by that Vaheguru. These relationships of all, they are all established by Vaheguru. हमरा जोर सब रहे ओ मेरे वीर, हर का तन मन सब हर के वस है शरीर रहा. O my brother, I have given up all my power, all my strength. The mind and body belong to the God, and the human body is entirely under His control. Pause. भगत जना को श्रद्धा आप हर लाए, विचय ग्रस्त उदास रहाए. जब अंतर प्रीत हर स्यों बन आए, तब जो किछ करे सो मेरे हर प्रभ पाए. The God Himself infuses devotion into His humble devotees. In the midst of family life, they remain unattached. When inner love is there for that Vaheguru, it is imbued deeply inside, then whatever one does, that becomes pleasing to that one and only God. जित कारय कम हम हर लाए, सो हम करें जे आप कराए. जिनकी भगत मेरे प्रभ पाए, ते जन नानक राम नाम लिव लाए. Once the Guru-minded people, the holy saints, are united with the love of God and true name within their hearts, then whatever they do is approved and accepted by my Vaheguru, my true master. We perform all those functions and deeds as are ordained by the God, by Vaheguru, and whatever we are doing is in fact being dictated by Him as per His will. We have no control over our own actions. O Nanak, such people whose service has been approved and accepted by my God, they have been engaged in the recitation of true name of Vaheguru. Gujri Mahalla Panjama Chaupade Kar Pehla Ik Onkar Sat Gur Prasad Kahe re man chitvahe uddam Jao aar har jiyo parya सैल पत्थर में जंतु पाए ताकार जग आ गए कर तरिया. O my mind, why do you make so many schemes when the dear God Himself provides for your care? Why are you so much worried about your own efforts for your upkeep when Vaheguru Himself is taking good care of all His creation? Have you ever realized that even the creatures in high mountains or hilly tracts are provided with their food and they are sustained by Vaheguru? मेरे माधव जी सत्संगत मिले सोई तरिया गुर प्रसाद परम पद पाया सूखे काष्ट हरिया रहा. O my dear God of all the souls, one who meets with the Sat Sangat, the true congregation, is saved. By Guru's grace, such a person obtains the supreme status and the dry branch blossom forth in greenery. Pause. Janan pita lok sut banta कोई न किसकी तरया सिर सिर रिजक समाहे ठाकुर काहे मन पाओ करया. Mother, father, friends, children, spouse, no one is the support of any other. For each and every individual, the God and Master provides sustenance. Why do you fear, O my mind? Uday udave seko sal tis pache bachre chharya un kavan khalawe kavan chukave man mein simran karya. For an example, birds like swallows, the conch, they fly hundreds of miles away from their nests, leaving behind their little ones. Then who feeds and maintains them during their absence? It is only the remembrance of their name that sustains these little ones. सब निधान दस अष्ट सिधान ठाकुर कर तल तरया जन नानक बल बल सद बल जाये तेरा अंत ना पारा वरिया. All the treasures of life, all the supernatural powers, riddhis and siddhis, or virtues of life are controlled by the God who bestows them on us as it pleases Him. O Nanak, let us be always thankful and grateful to such a God whose benevolence and greatness knows no bounds. Gujri Mahalla Panjama Chaupade Kar Duja Ik Onkar Sat Gur Prasad Kirya Char Kare Khat Karma Itrate Sansari Antar Mel Na Utre Ho Main Bin Guru Baji Hari. They perform the 4 rituals and 6 religious rites. The world is engrossed in these. They are not cleansed of filth of their ego within. Without the Guru, they lose this game of life. मेरे ठाकुर रख ले वो कृपा तारी कोट मधे को विरला सेवक होर सगले ब्योहारी रहाओ. O my true Master, may I be protected and saved from worldly falsehood through your grace. There is hardly any true disciple among millions, crores of people, as most of them are traders in worldly pleasures, functioning and waiting for the reward. Pause. शास्त्र वेद सिमृत सब सोधे सब एका बात पुकारी बिन गुर मुकत नखो पावे मन वेखो कर बिचारी. I've searched all the Shastras, the Vedas and the Smritis, and they all affirm one thing: without the Guru, no one obtains liberation. See this and reflect upon this in your mind. Atsat majan kar isnana pram aaye tar sari अनिक सोच करे दिन राती बिन सतगुर अंधियारी. If someone were to visit and bathe at all the 68 holy places of pilgrimage and wander all over the world for attaining peace, or meditating on Vaheguru day and night and keep purifying themselves without the Guru's guidance, it is total darkness. Without the spiritual knowledge, there is complete ignorance. तावत तावत सब जग तायो अब आए हर दुआरी दुर्मत मेट बुध पर गासी जन नानक गुरमुख तारी. We have been roaming all over the world in search of truth, but nothing had been gained, so now we have sought refuge at the lotus feet of God. O Nanak, we have been enlightened with God's knowledge, His secrets, thus ridding us of false thinking and giving us wisdom and light through the company of holy saints. Thus we could cross the ocean of life successfully through the Guru's guidance. Gujari Mahalla Panjama Har Tan Jap Har Tan Tap Har Tan Bhojan Paya Nimak na bisro man te har har साध संगत में पाया. The wealth of the God is my chanting. The wealth of the God is my deep meditation. That treasure of God is the food that I enjoy. I never forget Him, that God, her, from my mind even for an instant. I found Him in the Sad Sangat, the company of holy. Mai khat ayo kar puta, har tan chalte, har tan baise, har tan jagat suta raha. O my mother, your son has attained the invaluable greatest treasure of God's true name and has come home having won all the applauds. Which treasure, the mother asks. I have attained the highest treasure so that I am reciting true name all the time, whether walking, sitting, sleeping, or being fully awake, and I have attained the treasure of true name. Pause. हर तन स्नान हर तन ज्ञान हर संग लाए ध्याना हर तन तुला हर तन बेड़ी हर हर तार पराना. The wealth of God is my cleansing bath. The treasure of God is my wisdom. I center my meditation on that one and only God. The treasure of God is my raft. The treasure of God is my boat. The God, her, is the ship for me to carry across. हर तन मेरी चिंत विसारी हर तन लाहिया तोखा हर तन ते मैं नवनिध पाई हाथ चरियो हर थोका. Through this wealth of God, I've forgotten my worries, all the anxiety. Through the wealth of the God, all my doubts have been eradicated. From the wealth of the God, I have obtained the 9 treasures. The true essence of God has come into my hands. Khavo kharcho tot naave हलत पलत कै संगे लाद खजाना गुरु नानक को दिया एहो मन हर रंग रंगे. How much ever I consume or spend this treasure, this wealth, it is not exhausted. Here and hereafter it remains with me. Loads of this treasure, O Nanak, have been given, and this mind is imbued with God's love. Gujri Mahalla Panjama जिस सिमरत सब किल विखना सही पितरी होए उधारो सो हर हर तुम सदही जापो जाका अंत ना पारो. O son, by reciting the true name of the God, all the sins are washed away, destroyed, and the forefathers also gain salvation. You should always remember such a God, worship such a God who is limitless without any known boundaries. Puta mata ki आसीस निमख न बिसरो तुमको हर हर सदा पजो जगदीश रहा. O son, the mother's good wishes and prayers are always with you. May you never forsake God's remembrance, even for a moment, for a twinkling of an eye, and always recite His true name. Pause. Satgur tumko hoye diyala, Sant संग तेरी प्रीत कापड़ पत परमेश्वर राखी भोजन कीर्तन नीत. May the true Guru always bestows his grace on you, be kind to you, and may you love the society of saints. May the preservation of your honor by the transcendent God be your clothes, and may the singing of his praises be your food. Amrit pivo sada chir jivo har simrat anad ananta रंग तमासा पूर्ण आशा कभे न व्यापे चिंता. Drink in the ambrosial nectar forever. May you live long, and may the meditative remembrance of Vaheguru give you infinite delight. May joy and pleasure be yours. May your hopes be fulfilled, and may you never be troubled by worries. पवर तुम्हारा एह मन होवो, हर चरणा हो कौला। नानक दास उन संग लपटायो, जो बूंदे चात्रिक मौला। May you remain immersed in the love of true God. Let this mind of yours be the bumblebee, and let God's feet be the lotus flower. O Nanak, let us attach our mind to the lotus feet of Vaheguru and blossom forth like the songbird upon finding the raindrop. गुजरी महला पंजमा, मता करे पश्चिम कहताई। पूरब ही लय जात, खिन में थाप थापन हारा। आपन हाथ मतात। When a person proposes to go to west, the god takes him to the east. Vaheguru creates and destroys everything in a moment, and he controls all the planning by himself without giving any leverage to the human being. Syanap kahu kamnaat, jo anurupayo ठाकुर मेरे। होए रही यो बात रहा। One's own cleverness is of no use. Whatever the God has planned for us comes to pass, and it pleases the true Master. Things take shape accordingly. Pause. देश कमावन तन जोरन की, मनसा बीचे निकसे सास। लस कर नेब खवास सब त्यागे, जमपुर ऊठ सिधास। This human being plans to visit other countries for amassing wealth and hopes to earn a lot of money, while even losing life in these efforts. All the hopes and desires of a person are dashed to the ground, with all the armies, assistants, serving personnel, and men at his command, leaving, deserting him in the end, and then the person marches alone, caught by Yama's noose, the god of death. He departs to the city of death. होए अनन मन हट की दृढ़ता, आपस को जानत। जो अनिंद निंद कर छोड़ियो, सोई फिर खात। The human being thinks of himself to be the most unique and keeps clinging to this stubborn-mindedness and keeps showing oneself off all the time. That food which the blameless people have condemned and discarded, this person eats that food again and again. सहज सुभाए भय कृपाला, तिस जन की काटी फास। कहो नानक गुर पूरा पेटिया, परवाण गिर सत उदास। Those people unto whom the God shows the mercy and grace, the news of death is cut away from them. O Nanak, one who meets the perfect Guru is celebrated as a householder as well as a renunciate. Gujari mahalla panjama, नाम निधान जिन जिन जपयो, तिनके बंधन काटे। काम क्रोध माया बिख ममता, ए व्याध ते हाटे। Such humble beings who have recited and chanted the treasure of Naam, the name of the God, all their bonds are broken. Wanton desires, anger, the poison of Maya, ego, they get rid of all of these bad habits. हर जस साध संग मिल गायो, गुर प्रसाद भयो मन निर्मल, सर्ब सुखा सुख पायो रहाओ. Such people who join the company of holy Sat Sangat and who chant the praises of God, by the grace of Guru, their mind is purified and they obtain the joy of all the joys. Pause. जो कुछ कियो सोई पल माने, ऐसी भगत कमानी, मित्र सत्र सब एक समाने, जोग जुगत निसानी. Whatever that Vaheguru does, these beings, they see that as good and they perform this kind of devotional service. They see friends and enemies all the same. This is the sign of the way of right yoga. Puran pur raho srab thai, anakat hu jata, kat kat antar sarab nirantar, rang ravyo rang rata. That Vaheguru, the one and only one, is pervading all over. He's fully filling all the places. Why should I go anywhere else? He's permeating and pervading within each and every heart. I am immersed in His love, dyed in the color of His love. Bhai Kripal Dayal Gopala, ता निर्भय कै कर आया, काल क्लेश मिटे खिन पीतर, नानक सहज समाया. When the God of the universe becomes kind and compassionate, then one enters the home of fearless God. All the troubles and worries are ended in one instant. O Nanak, and such a being merges in celestial peace. Gujri mahalla panjama, jis manakh pay karo binanti, so apne dukh parya, par brahm jin hriday aradhya, tin pao sagar tarya. Whichever human being I go approach for help, I find that that person himself is full of troubles. One who worships in one's heart that supreme God crosses over the terrifying world ocean. Gur har bin ko na pritha dukh kaate, prabh taj avar sevak je hoi hai, तित मान महत जस काटे रहाओ. No one except that Guru, the God, can dispel our pain and sorrow. Forsaking that God and serving somebody else, one's honor, dignity and reputation, they all decrease. Pause. माया के संबंध सैन साक, कितही काम न आया, हर का दास नीच कुल ऊंचा, तिस संग मन वांछत फल पाया. All these relatives, relations, family, which are bound to us through Maya, they are of not much avail. The God's servant, although of lowly birth, remains exalted. Associating with such a being, one obtains the fruits of one's mind's desires. लाख कोट बिखिया के बिंजन, तामह त्रसन्न भूजी, सिमरत नाम कोट उजियारा, बस्त अगोचर सूझी. One can obtain thousands and millions of enjoyments through doing corruption, but even then, all the desires are not satisfied. Only by remembering the name of the God, millions of lights appear and the incomprehensible is understood. फिरत फिरत तुम रे द्वार आया, पै पंजन हर राया, साध के चरण तूर जन बाछै, सुख नानके हो पाया. Wandering and roaming around, I have come to your door, O destroyer of fear, O God, O King, O Nanak, I yearn for the dust of the feet of holy. In it I find peace. Gujri mahalla panjama, panchpada kar duja, ik onkar Satgur Prasad. प्रथमे गर्भ माता के वासा, वहाँ छोड़ तरन में आया, चित्रसाल सुंदर बाग मंदिर, संग न कछु जाया. First, this human being came to dwell in mother's womb. Leaving it, then this human being comes into the world. Splendid mansions, beautiful gardens and palaces, none of these finally go with him. अवर सब मिथ्या लोभ लबी, गुरुपुरै दियो हर नामा, जी को एहा वस्त फबी रहाओ. All other worldly falsehood things, greeds of all the greedy things, they are false. The perfect Guru has given me the name of the God which my soul has finally come to understand as the main treasure. Pause. Ishtumit bandhap sut pai, sang banita rach hasya. जब अंति अवसर आए बन्यो है, उन्ह पेखत ही काल ग्रसया. Surrounded by the dear friends, relatives, children, siblings, and spouse, a person laughs playfully, but when the very last moment comes and death seizes that person, they merrily just look on and cannot do anything. Kar karan arth bihaji sampay, sona rupa dama, padi ko oh pada milya, hor sagal bhayo birana. Throughout the whole life, by continuing oppression and exploitation, a person accumulates wealth, gold, silver, and money, but the load-bearer gets only some wages, while the rest of the money passes on to the others. Kaivar रथ संभाहे, गौ कर कीने मेरे, जब ते हुई लामी ताई, चले नाही एक पैरे. This human being grabs and collects horses, elephants, chariots, and claims them as his own property. But when this woman sets out on a long journey, then nothing goes along with him, even for a single step. नाम तन नाम सुख राजा नाम कुटुंब सहाई नाम संपत गुरु नानक को दी ओह मरै न आवे जाई. The name of the God is the treasure. The name is the princely pleasure. The name is my family and my helper. The Guru has given me the wealth of the Naam, O Nanak. It neither perishes nor it comes or goes away anywhere. गुजरी महला पंजमा तिप दे कर दूजा एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद दुख बिन से सुख किया निवासा तृष्णा जलन बुझाई नाम निधान सतगुरु दिड़ाया binasna ve jai. All of my sorrows have ended now. Peace and happiness have come to reside within me. The fire of desire within me has been quenched. The true Guru has implanted the treasure of Naam, the name of the God within me. It neither dies nor goes anywhere. हर जप माया बंधन टूटे भय कृपाल दयाल प्रभ मेरे साध संगत मिल छूटे रहाओ. By meditating on Vaheguru, all the bonds and connections with Maya, worldly falsehood have been broken. When my true God becomes kind and compassionate, only then one joins the company of holy saints and one gets emancipated. Pause. आठ पहर हर के गुण गावे भगत प्रेम रस माता हरख सोग दुह माहे निराला करणे हार पछाता. That being who sings the praises of God all the 24 hours remains immersed in the love and worship of God. Such a person remains unaffected by both fortune and misfortune and is able to recognize that Creator God. जिसका सार तिन ही रख लिया सगल जुगत बन आई कहु नानक प्रभु पुरख दयाला कीमत कहन न जाए. Such humble beings, they are saved by the God whose support they seek, and they are enabled to lead a purposeful life both here and hereafter. O Nanak, my true master is so kind and benevolent that it is rather impossible to gauge his depth and greatness, being beyond our comprehension. गुजरी महला पंचमा दुप दे कर दूजा एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद पतित पवित्र लिए कर अपने सगल करत नमस्कारो बरन जात को पूछे नाही बाछे चरण रवारो. The great sinners even have been purified by God by making them His disciples, and now the whole world bows to them in respect. The whole world seeks the dust of the lotus feet of such Guru-minded people without going into details of their caste and creed. or even high or low birds. ठाकुर ऐसो नाम तुम्हारो, सगल सृष्ट को तणी कही जय, जान को अंग निरारो रहा। O true Master, your true name is so invaluable and great, which supports us distinctly from the rest of the world, since you are known as the fountainhead of all worldly treasures. You give your unique support to your disciples. Pause. साध संग नानक बुध पाई, हर कीर्तन आधारो, नाम द्यो त्रिलोचन कबीर दासरो, मुकत भयो जम्यारो। O Nanak, the people who are blessed by the God with proper wisdom through the company of the holy saints have always sought the support of God and the Guru's word. The whole world seeks the dust of the lotus feet of the saints like Namdev, Tirlochan and Kabir, who are your beloved disciples, including the cobbler Ravidas, who has also attained salvation through your love. गुजरी महला पंजमा, है नाही को भोजन हारो, जाने कवन पता, शिव बिरंच और सगल मोहन जन, गहना सकाहे गता। There is none who has realized the secrets of Vaheguru. How could we really know his secrets and his greatness? Even gods like Shiva and Brahma, including great Munis, Maniktans, have not been able to gauge his depth or the greatness of that limitless God. प्रभु की अगम अगाध कथा, सुनिए अवर अवर भित बुझिए, बकन कथन रहता रहा। The God is limitless and beyond our comprehension, and none has been able to gauge his depth. Whatever we hear is different from the actual facts, while we understand differently from the books, and nobody knows his secrets. The God is beyond any description, and whether he is formless or is perceived in some form cannot be explained. Pause. आपे भगता आपे स्वामी, आपन संग रता, नानक को प्रभु पूर रह्यो है, पेख्यो जत्र कता। Vaheguru himself appears in the form of holy saints, and he himself is the true master of all beings. He himself enables us to inculcate his love in our hearts. O Nanak, my true master is pervading everywhere and in all beings perceived by us. I have also realized him and perceived him everywhere, being omnipresent. गुजरी महला पंजमा, मता मसूरत अवर सियानप, जन को कछु नायो, जय जय अवसर आए बन्यो है, तहाँ तहाँ हर त्यायो। The humble being, the disciple of Vaheguru, has no plans, no politics, or do any other clever tricks. Whenever the occasion arises, there such a person meditates on Vaheguru. प्रभु को भगत वछल बिरदायो, करे प्रतिपाल बारिक की न्याय, जन को लाड लडायो रहा। It is the true very nature of God to love his disciples. He cherishes his servant and caresses them as his own children. Pause. जप तप संजम कर्म धर्म हर कीर्तन जन गायो शरण पर्यो नानक ठाकुर की अभय दान सुख पायो. Vahiguru's disciples sing the kirtan of Vahiguru's praises. As they worship, they remain in deep meditation, follow self-discipline, and have religious observances. O Nanak, I have entered the sanctuary of my God and Master and have received the blessings of fearlessness and peace. गुजरी महला पंजमा दिन राति आराधो प्यारो निमख नखी जय टीला संत सेवा कर पावनी लाय त्याग मान हाथीला. Let us meditate on the true God, the dearest friend, day and night without the slightest delay. Let us serve the holy saints, the Guru, with love, devotion and faith, ridding ourselves of our egoism and stubbornness. Mohan pran man rangila बास रयो हिरे कै संगे पेख मोहयो मन लीला रहा. That fascinating, playful God is my very breath of life and my honor. He resides in my heart. Beholding his playful games, my mind remains fascinated. Pause. जिस सिमरत मन होत आनंदा उतरे मनो जंगीला मिलबे की महिमा बरन न साको नानक परै परीला. Remembering him, my mind remains in bliss and the rust of my mind is removed. The great honor of meeting with Vahiguru cannot be described. O Nanak, it is infinite, beyond any measurements. Gujri Mahalla Panjama Mun Jogi Sastra Kahavat Sabki ne bas apne तीन देव और कोड़ तीसा तिनकी हैरत कछ ना रही. That Vahiguru, one and only divine God, has subdued, kept the whole world under his control, including Munis, Yogis, Pandits, who claim to be great scholars of Shastras. Even the three gods, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, or other millions of gods, the 33 crores of them, are wonderstruck by the worldly drama of Vahiguru. बलवंत बेआप रही सब मही अवर न जानस को मरमा गुर कृपा ते लही रहा. The Maya, the worldly falsehood, is so powerful that it has enamored and engrossed the whole world in its love. None else except the Guru knows its secrets and its deceitful actions. You can get rid of it only with the grace of Guru. Pause. जीत जीत जीते सब थाना सगल पवन लपटही कहु नानक साध ते पागी होए चेरी चरण गही. Conquering everything, she is conquered everywhere and she clings to the whole world. O Nanak, this Maya surrenders to the holy saints only. Becoming their slave, she falls at their feet. गुजरी महला पंजमा दुए कर जोड़ करी बेनंती ठाकुर अपना त्याया हाथ दे राखे परमेसर सगला दुरत मिटाया. With our palms pressed together, we have prayed to the God Vaheguru and recited his true name. Then the God has protected his disciples by giving a supporting hand, having cast away all their sins. ठाकुर होए आप दयाल भई कल्याण नंद रूप हुई है उबरे बाल गोपाल रहाओ. When the true Master became merciful and bestowed his benevolence on us, we got the bliss of life through salvation from the worldly bondage and attainment of God, and thus the devotees were enabled to cross this ocean of life successfully through his grace. Pause. मिल वर नारी मंगल गाया ठाकुर का जयकार कहु नानक तिस गुर बलिहारी जिन सब का किया उधार. Meeting with her husband God, the soul bride sings the songs of joy and celebrates her God and Master. O Nanak, I offer myself as a sacrifice to the Guru who has given salvation to all disciples through his grace. Gujri Mahalla Panjama मात पिता पाई सुत बंध पर तिनका बल है थोरा अनिक रंग माया के पेखे किछ साथ न चले पोरा. Mother, father, brother, son, or any other relations, their power is very insignificant. I have seen the many pleasures of Maya, but none goes with anyone in the end. ठाकुर तुझ बिन आहे न मोरा मोहे अनाथ निर्गुण गुण नाही मैं आहे ओ तुमरा तोरा रहा. O my true Master, I have no other protector or savior except you. I possess no virtues or qualities, being completely helpless and virtueless, and I seek your support only as my mainstay. Pause. बल 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 चरण तुम्हारे यहाँ तुम्हारा जोरा साध संग नानक दरस पायो बिन स्यो सगल निहोरा. O true Master, I depend on you alone in both the worlds, here and hereafter, and would offer myself as a sacrifice to your lotus feet. O Nanak, since the time I have perceived the God through the company of holy saints, all my desires, my cravings, they have come to an end, and I have attained salvation. गुजरी महला पंजमा आल जाल ब्रह्म मोहत जावे प्रभ से तिरंग लाई मन को एह उपदेश दृढ़ावे सहज सहज गुण गाई. Would someone help me to cast away all the worldly bondage, dual-mindedness and worldly attachments and enable me to inculcate the love for true Master? Can someone impress upon my mind this message of the Guru so that I could sing the praises of the God in fourth state of equipoise. साजन है सो संत सहाय, जिस पेटे टूटे माया बंध, बिसर न कब जाए रहा. O friends, may some holy saint come to my rescue, so that in his company I could break off all the bondage of Maya, the worldly falsehood, without forgetting the true name of Vaheguru, even for a moment. Pause. करत करत अनिक बहु पाती, नीकी ये ठहराई, मिल साधु हर जस गावे, नानक पव जल पार भराई. O Nanak, after considering all different ways and means of attaining God, and after long consultations, I have come to this worldwide conclusion in my mind that by singing the praises of God in the company of holy saints, we would be able to cross this tortuous ocean of life successfully. Gujari mahalla panjama, खिन में थाप थापन हारा, कीमत जाए ना करी, राजा रंक करे खिन पेतर, नीच है जोत तरी. The God Almighty is so powerful as to cause the creation of this universe and then its destruction within a moment. So it is impossible to gauge his greatness or evaluate him. He could convert a king into a beggar in no time, and he could infuse splendor into a poor, helpless, and lowly person. ध्याये अपनो सदा हरि, सोच अंदेसा ताका कह करिए, जाम एक करी रहा. Let us therefore meditate on our true God all the time. Why should we worry about any such thing which perishes in no time, which could happen any moment? Pause. तुमरी टेक पूरे मेरे सतगुर, मन सरन तुम्हारे परी, अचेत इयाने बारिक नानक, हम तुम राखो तार करी. You are my support, O my perfect true Guru. My mind has taken the protection of your sanctuary. O Nanak, I am a foolish and ignorant like a child. Reach out to me with your hand. O Vaheguru, save me. Gujari mahalla panjama, तू दाता जिया सबना का, बसो मेरे मन माही, चरण कमल रिद माहे समाए, तह परम अंधेरा नाही. O true Master, you are the God benefactor of all the beings, and you are abiding within our hearts. Whosoever has inculcated the love of your lotus feet in his heart gets rid of all the darkness of ignorance and dual-mindedness. Thakur ja simra tu tahi, कर कृपा सर्व प्रतिपालक, प्रभु को सदा सलाही. O God and Master, wherever I remember you, there I find you. Please bless me, shower me with your grace, O God, O cherisher of all, that I may sing your praises forever. Pause. सास सास तेरा नाम समारो, तुम ही को प्रभु आही, नानक टेक भई करते की, होर आस बिडाणी लाही. With each and every breath of mine, I remember your name, O Vaheguru. I long for you alone. O Nanak, my support is the Creator God. I have renounced all other hopes, all other supports from my mind. Gujre Mahalla Panjama कर कृपा अपना दरस दी जाए जस गावो निस और पोर केस संग दास पग चारो इह मनोरथ मोर. O Vaheguru, may I be blessed with your grace so that I could have the glimpse of your vision and I could sing your praises all the time, day and night. I have only one desire, to dust the feet of your slaves, disciples with my hair. ठाकुर तुझ बिन बिया न होर चित चित वो हर रसन राधो निरखो तुमरी ओर रहा. O true Master, there is no other love for me except the God. O Vaheguru, I am always reciting your true name with my tongue while perceiving you with my eyes. Pause. दयाल पुरख सरब के ठाकुर बिनो करो कर जोर नाम जपै नानक दास तुमरो उदरस आखी फोर. O God, benefactor and true master of all beings, I have only this prayer to you with my folded hands. O Nanak, may I, your slave, sing your praises and recite your true name, as all the beings are enabled by you to cross this ocean of life successfully, attain salvation in the twinkling of an eye. गुजरी महला पंजमा ब्रह्मलोक रुद्रलोक आई इंद्रलोक ते ताए साध संगत को जो है न साके मल मल तो वै पाए. This Maya, worldly falsehood, has burnt all the worlds of the gods Brahma, Shiva and Indra and is rushing for spoiling the universe. But this Maya dares not to go anywhere near the company of holy saints. Rather, it washes their feet with lot of effort, with love and devotion. अब मोहे आए पर्यो सरनाए गुहज पाव को बहुत पुजारे मोको सतगुर दियो है बताए रहा. Now I have sought the support of the true Guru, as the Guru has taught us the means of saving us from the ill effects of Maya, which is like a hidden fire which has burned and perished most of the human beings. Pause. सिद्ध साधिक और चखे कि नर नर रही कंठ उरझाए जन नानक अंग किया प्रभ करते जाके कोट ऐसी दासाए. In fact, this Maya, this worldly falsehood, has engrossed the whole world, including siddhas, sadhiks, gods, and musicians, mendicants, in its love. O Nanak, the God who has millions of slaves and disciples has taken my side, my support, and helped me towards salvation. Gujari Mahalla Panjama अपजस मिटे होवे जग कीरत दरगह बैसण पाइए जम की त्रास नास होए खिन मह सुख आनंद सेती कर जाइए. Let us develop love for Vaheguru, which eliminates our bad reputation or discredit, which brings us honor and praise in the whole world, thus enabling us to be received with honor in Vaheguru's presence. The fear of Yama, god of death, disappears in a moment, and we enjoy the eternal bliss by attaining self-realization. जाते काल न बिरथे जाए, आठ पहर सिमरहु प्रभु अपना, मन तन सदा ध्याये रहाओ. Let us serve that Vaheguru. None of the work done in service of Vaheguru goes in vain. 24 hours a day, let us remember our God in meditation. Let us meditate on Him continually in our mind and body. Pause. मोहे सरन दीन दुख पंजन तू देह सोई प्रभ पाए. चरण कमल नानक रंग राते हर दास पैज रखाइए. O true Master, I have sought the support of Vaheguru, who is the helper and destroyer of all our ills and afflictions. Whatever God bestows on us through His will, we receive similar comforts and accept them with pleasure. O Nanak, may the God protect the honor of His slaves, devotees, as they have developed love for His lotus feet.